what's going on? Believe it or not,
buddy.
been another
Everyone.
Nice. Apparently, we're still in Yo-Jo June, or are we? I'm not quite sure.
I refer to it as Yo-Jo joke.
Yeah, it's it kind of fell apart on us, didn't it?
Fell apart on
Joe
someone.
Maybe.
I don't
Joe
know.
Maybe.
You okay there, John?
Yeah, I just don't know.
I can't get my bar to come up here to.
We're blinking in and out here, I guess, right?
John is having technical difficulties.
What the heck was that?
I may have to log out and log back. Can y'all
That's
hear
pretty
me?
well.
Yeah, we're gonna hear you
I don't know
fine.
what Shane is.
It's my bar where I like mute it and all
Yeah,
that.
it's something seriously glitching here. We're
All
give it a
good on
minute.
my end.
Yeah, it's like I don't know.
No, it glitched. Serious glitch there for a minute, but I think it's there he goes. Maybe that's his reset. Maybe.
Well, I don't know.
Possibility.
Y'all's reset now, John?
I don't know what it's doing. It's the
I think it was just trying to reset you.
I can turn my camera on and off, but I don't know where to turn the mic on and off.
You're good. We can hear you.
That's weird.
Yeah.
I blame Bigfoot.
I blame the boas is what I blame. And
Well,
the skull
Hey, you gotta
cap.
go. Look, you gotta go Hollywood when Joe show up on Sunday, man. You gotta go Hollywood.
If you say so, man. If you say so.
That's right. Oh, now he's gone.
Yeah.
That's a special occasion. They show up on a Sunday.
Yeah, what a strange couple of weeks, huh?
Yeah, bad, strange. Bad.
Yeah, bad, strange. Yeah. Just flat out chaotic, honestly.
Pretty much.
Not sure.
That's a really good word for it.
Yeah, I mean, seriously, and I'm not doing the whole world politics thing here because we all know that's nuts. But just in general, toy collecting has been very, very, very chaotic. Hasbro's trying to
Working now.
Yeah, there you go.
I don't know what happened.
Hasbro's trying to muddle its way through Yo-Jo June, apparently, and I know the Star Wars and Transformers fan streams seem to be working just fine. So I just don't.
I don't get it.
I really don't.
Well, correct me if I'm wrong. They only got one more stream left, don't they?
Yep.
Well, yeah. I mean, this two weeks got completely wasted out of basically a 4-week month, just like the rest of them.
Yep.
I don't. I mean, I guess we were spared more Cold Slither promos, but I mean, because you guys got to admit, they've been pushing that hard. I mean, that's been.
What up, Cobranomics?
Hey, buddy. Yeah, I don't know. I don't want to gripe and complain about it because I really don't have any idea what the heck is going on. But it's pretty strange, and it's not good customer relations. I think we can all agree on that.
Not at all. I mean,
we're Joe
you
collectors.
You promise us stuff, and then you just slap us in the face. It just seems messed up to me.
Well, we got. Everybody else seems to be catered to in that company pretty heavily, especially if their name starts with D and ends with Isney.
They on for that.
Yeah, I mean we've got Yo-Jo June, and let's face it, last year wasn't great either, but this year has been an absolute abject disaster.
And honestly, they started off great. I thought.
That
first week was bam. They hit it good. It was everything was great, and now it's just like.
I reckon all they want to do is they just want to cater to the Marvel re-releases, different paints.
Honestly, I don't get it.
I know the rumor mill was it had to do with that police officer figure. I have to be perfectly honest with you. I'm just not buying that because they could have just not shown it. Right? I mean, if they had just not shown one figure in a fan stream, you still get to have the fan stream, right? I mean, let's face it.
They did show this the first week.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
just
Right
so
here.
don't show it the second week, right? I mean, but for the pre-orders to still pop up, but no fan stream and no announcements, they were still going to pop up was pretty lousy.
And I guess they thought because they showed us another render of Beachhead and Quick Kick, it was something shocking and all. I mean, we saw this 3 months ago.
Going to this rumor about the police officer, I must be living on the rock. I ain't heard nothing about it.
No good, because it's really not worth repeating, because it's just a rumor.
You can imagine.
It was just speculation as to what happened. So, I mean, but then last week.
And now the rumor is they're scratching it all together. They're not going to produce it at all. Does that mean they're going to stop selling us missiles too because of the recent events?
I was going to say that G.I.Joe is military, so they just stop G.I.Joe altogether.
It just doesn't make sense to me.
Yeah.
No, it doesn't. But this last week,
for goodness sake, it's toys.
Well,
if something like that is going to offend you, then you don't need to be collecting toys to begin with.
I don't.
Here's what gets me. Anybody collects figures, does pictures, who wouldn't like to have 4 or 5 civilian cops in their arsenal?
See, I'm just not convinced that that's what happened.
I don't think it is either.
I'm not. I think something may have happened with the Joe brand team, because this past week we hear the other 150 layoffs that popped up.
Yep.
And Lenny's on there talking with the writer of the new Energon Joe book. And the only thing that was even remotely interesting out of that is when Lenny said that classified in the Energon universe are not connected at all. They're two separate universes.
Yeah.
Which I thought was kind of interesting.
Yeah.
So
especially since Rock and Roll Stalker looked just like they did in the comics.
Well, right. Yeah, exactly.
Don't the mole rat have a piece of Energon cube growing out of one of his spare heads?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that whole storyline got dropped as quick as it popped up. I mean, nope. I don't know why, but it did. Oh well.
The thing that got me was the doggone Marvel Legends Sheena. They're gonna put her in another San Diego Comic-Con 3-pack.
Yeah.
Instead of offering her as general release, and that's the same figure twice as a Comic-Con exclusive. That's ridiculous. And then they want to charge $90 for the Rogue figure to be okay, but the Sauron, I don't need him. I already got the Build-A-Figure. I don't want to spend $90 just to get one figure out of that way that I want.
Right, I'm in that same. Well, I looked at Rogue too, but I'm in the same boat as you are.
But that Sheena, she'll sell for $90 by herself. You wait and see.
Oh yeah.
I don't get that to do the same figure in the Comic-Con. I mean, that just makes no sense. It's like they're trying to tick off their customers, what they're trying to do.
Well, I just think it's so out of touch, because if the rumors are true, and let's face it, they're not rumors. Chris Cox has said it right flat out that they're going the game route. If they want to maintain the value of these properties that they're supposedly going to want to farm out, what are they're devaluing their own product by messing around this way. I don't understand why it is that they treat this like secret squirrel crap. Why don't you just come out and tell the truth? If you got stuff going on internally, say, hey, we got stuff going on internally. We can't have a fan stream this week, right? I just said it. It isn't all that difficult. You see what I'm saying? I mean, an awful lot of us would actually respect being treated like actual people.
What was it? It was 30 minutes. Or they sent an email out about not canceling the live stream.
I think they sent that email out 10 minutes after the live stream was supposed to start.
Was that what it was? I thought it was 30 minutes before.
And then this mess last week where they had Josh Williams, and it's like they never even announced that. They just, here you go. We're going to talk about comic books for 20 minutes. Hope you like it. And like you said, they give us a digital render that we saw 2 months ago.
Yep.
The reason Marvel's going all this Gamerverse stuff is things like I've been saying for the past year. They're bad out of ideas.
Well, they're running
This is
out of ideas.
Right.
There's only
In
so many
Marvel
characters
universe.
in the MCU that you can create. There's only so many characters in the DC that you can create before you're going to have to go a different route and start making something else.
A lot of those figures, they didn't have to put Gamerverse on the box.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Like Gargantua, or in the comics, he was Shuma Garath, I think. But he was tied more to Conan, so they can't really use that name because they don't have Conan anymore. But still, I mean, why put it as a Gamerverse? Why not just put it as a regular figure?
Well, see, like collectors like me, there's only like maybe 2 or 3 out of the whole Gamerverse line that I want. That's it.
Branding, right? I mean, if you have no imagination, rebrand it. I mean, let's face it, they've been doing that with Star Wars for 50 years. I mean, you know, I mean, seriously, we
get a halfway pinless Captain America and a sad Venom. He's blue.
I just don't. Chaos, guys. I mean, literally, it's just chaotic at this point. I just don't. I just don't know. I really don't. I don't know why. I don't know why Hasbro just can't come out and tell the truth. It just doesn't seem to really make any sense. I mean, like I said, this shouldn't be top secret squirrel crap. You know,
I agree with it. I agree with this comment right here. I give 2 craps about politics. I give 2 craps about who you like, who you don't like. I care about what I collect, my toys, and that's it. You know, keep it away from it, man. It's crazy to me.
There's something very. Look, it's just they especially over the last 25 or 30 years, they have built their entire business off escapism, right?
Yeah.
Well, we don't want the real world in our escapism, and then it's not escapism anymore, right?
Exactly.
I don't. It's virtue signaling crap. These people are on a religious crusade half the time.
Yep.
I'm sorry, but that's exactly what this is. This is a matter of faith, as it is any other faith on the planet. They're just on this religious crusade, and I'm tired of it. It's just like, just do your stupid job. You know, just do your job.
I mean, it's crazy.
Produce a product that people want, and the rest of it can shut up. You know,
they need somebody in charge of it that's invested in it. I'm sorry, Emily's just not invested in G.I. Joe. It's just a job to her. You can tell it's just a job to her. They need somebody like Lenny. I think Lenny would be better off running it than she would because he's invested.
I know Lenny would. He is 100% invested.
Honestly, in my opinion, they need someone running that business that's got a set of cojones. That's what they need. They don't need these yes ma'ams, no ma'ams. They need somebody that's going to care about the business, that has something to be invested into the business. My opinion is you're talking about the politics of Hasbro. I don't think it's politics. I think they've had so much restructuring over there. There's not, to borrow an old adage from grandmother, there's not enough chiefs and too many Indians running the asylum. That's how it always is. But it's definitely politics too, man. It definitely is.
That's what I mean. This is, I mean, like I said, this is an awful lot like religious behavior from a lot of these company heads. It's just, you know, they're terrified they're going to offend somebody. Well, the one you're going to offend isn't even your customer base. So what are you doing?
Exactly.
But you'll alienate 70% of your customer base to appease 2% of people that don't even buy your product. It doesn't. It's idiotic. I have never understood it. I guess I never will. It's very much so religious thinking. They're on a crusade. It's signaling. You know, it's about their weekends, not their weekdays. Do you understand what I'm saying? It's about the people hanging around on with the weekends that don't have anything to do with their job. Let's make sure they're impressed and they're happy and they're all pleased with my efforts, so to speak. Right? When they go to their church on Sunday, everybody will give them a big attaboy and pat them on the back because they're environmentally friendly or they're pink or they're trans or, right? I mean, they're whatever. That got nothing to do with Monday through Friday. Monday through Friday is going to hell in a handbasket.
Yep.
There you go.
Yeah,
Harley Davidson, Target, Starbucks. Just keep Coca-Cola in through it, right? Keep racking it, keep racking that list up.
Bud Light.
What?
Right?
What was
Bruce Springsteen?
What was the loss in that whole environmental packaging fiasco they had a year or so ago?
What's that?
That whole environmental packaging fiasco they had a year or so ago. What was the loss on that? Well, they went windowless and cardboard.
It doesn't matter if they lost millions of dollars on that or not. They got a big attaboy from the only people they actually care about, and it's not their customers. It's that simple. I mean, when you decide to get, like Shane said, when you decide to get people in there that actually have guts enough to care about the company and the product they produce and not what the people at the country club or at the next board meeting have to say, it'll be all right. But we're not going there. We're not going down that route. It's very apparent we're not going down that route. They missed all the exits on that particular drive. So, I mean, it's okay, man. It's just crazy.
It is.
Yeah,
it's insane.
It is, and then you get this mess where you're promised a month, and at this you got 1 week
and a piece, a quarter.
Yeah.
Last
week better be a doozy.
Can it be though? I mean, seriously, can it be? Every product for this year except 1 or 2 has been announced, and I have to save something for Comic-Con. So can it really be all that great?
We already know what we're getting at Comic-Con. The only thing they really can do is announce the HasLab.
Yep.
Yeah, but I'm telling you right now, Mason. I think, you know what? I've come to a conclusion. I was talking to my wife about it this afternoon. I've come to a conclusion. HasLabs are priced based on the amount of plastic they use.
Mm-hmm.
I'm serious. I'm being serious. I'm looking at some of the things that are sitting around this house right now, knowing you guys can pipe dream it all you want. There is no way these things are ever going to be made in classified scale because there's no way Hasbro could make a dime off of it. Right? It's literally too much plastic and man hours involved.
Also, we do.
I think we're going to have. I think people are going to be very disappointed in this HasLab because it's just not going to be big enough.
Here's my thing on the production of that. My father-in-law was a welder. All right. When I bought my new smoker, he was like, "How much did that cost you?"
Right.
I told him the price. He's like, "There's no way they made money on that." But they continue to sell them.
Mm-hmm.
They make them in large quantities, therefore they get cheaper deals with that stuff.
Right.
So that's how they can afford to do that.
Right.
So, I mean, that's just
it's about buying in bulk. There's no question.
It's just like with me building houses.
Yep.
Right. I can buy 10 2x4s for $180, or I can buy a whole bundle of 150 for $450
and put them aside.
And you get them. That's how you do it. If you buy in bulk, you get a better price. So that's how they're making these HasLabs as cheap as they are.
They are
compared to 3D printers.
But yeah, I'm not comparing the two because there isn't any. There's no comparison between the two. I'm just looking at this logistically. I'm looking at this going, these damn things are too big. They're just too big. I think I'm serious. I think if it is, everybody's heard it, right? If it is the Snowcat, I think people are going to be disappointed because I think people their ideas have been getting bigger and bigger and bigger. No, I mean, if they come in at $350, you're going to wait a year for it. There's a lot of people that are going to go,
To me, it depends on what we get with it. If we get patches again, I'm going to be pissed. I'm going to be really pissed.
Yeah, you get patches for your snowsuit.
Well, what Dave brought a while ago about the cops being the rumor is they're going to just not even make the cop deal. Are they going to start making Law and Order too?
No.
Who knows?
No, you're missing my point about the plastic. I understand it's the tooling and the manufacturing and the man hours.
Yeah.
You're missing the point. I'm talking about finished product weight, right? That's what I'm talking about. I'm not talking about because the plastic is too expensive. I'm talking about the actual weight, the logistics of handling. What was the his tank? 27,000? 27,000 his tank sold?
Yeah, something like that.
Something like that.
Now, if you remember correctly, about 40% of the size of that package was packaging, right? I mean, there was the box, and then there was the inner box, and then there was the sleeves inside the boxes, and, blah, blah, blah. You start getting into the really, really big stuff, it's not going to ever happen. It's just not cost effective for them. It's just not. They couldn't make enough money off of it. Yeah. Like Jabba's sail barge, that was like to kick off the whole idea of HasLab. We haven't seen anything even remotely like that since.
Mm-hmm. What up, Tim?
Yeah, I agree. I agree with both of you. The tiers are the keys to the HasLab, but man, I'm telling you, if you look around, a lot of people, the whale. We've been listening for the last year that the whale HasLab was going to do a whale. I can tell you what, that's never going to happen. Never.
Give us this answer. We'll answer your question, Mr. Perry. We get back to that, but yeah, the whale. I don't think it ever happened either.
No. And if you think about it, the snowcat isn't that much. It's just the same size as the his tank.
Only thing different in it is the height. It's a little shorter than the his tank.
Yep.
So yeah.
But if they modernize it, it's in that same size category. It's bigger than like the Thunder Machine or like that, and not as big as.
And honestly, I do think they will. Go ahead, John.
I was going to say, if it's going to be a HasLab comparable to the his tank, then they're going to have to make it where the back opens up and you can put figures in the back of it. They're going like the his tank, the way they done the his. I think they're going to have to do that for people to be on board with it.
I don't know how they can do that and still. Yeah, that'd be about right.
You got to have that auto start for them cold days.
May I ask y'all a question? What do y'all think the over and under is? The guy come up with patches is still working at Hasbro.
I think he got a huge bonus because everybody still bought Rattlers, didn't they?
Yeah,
I didn't.
Well, I didn't either because I didn't have the money then. But I mean, interesting thought. I mean, like I said, he probably got a huge bonus.
Great way
Figure sells tiers, not packages.
I'm gonna let y'all in on a little secret. I did back the Rattler, and the patch was not a factor in my buying it. I know y'all thought for sure that's the reason I bought it was to get the patch, but really, I didn't.
That's right.
Looky here, guys. We have a imposter.
What do we
An
have?
imposter? Who is that?
There's no telling. Yeah, he probably got a raise.
Yeah, why not? They saved them a ton of money, and I didn't, but the collectors still spent the money. It's
explain the multiverse for Mr. Perry here.
Explain the multiverse?
Yeah, what is the multiverse? Explain it to him.
Are we going to explain, like, is it like in toys or in like
which multiverse are we talking about? Because to tell you the truth, the multiverse between DC and Marvel are two different things.
Yeah, he's talking about, I think he said Spider-Man, like in Spider-Man No Way Home.
Okay, I'll explain it to you. It's like this right here. It's called lazy writing.
The idea of a multiverse is there is a universe that exists that is the result of any and all decisions that were ever made. Every time a decision is made, another universe is created based on what somebody did or didn't do. That's in the whole idea, like in string theory, is that there would be infinite multiverses because from the 16 billion of us that have ever existed and the millions upon millions of decisions we've ever made, that has spawned another universe. So there would be an infinite number of universes in the multiverse.
Yeah, there'd be universes that are wild, and there'd be universes that aren't so different.
And every universe has another multi-universe to it.
Well, it would have to, right?
For the MCU, all you got to do is watch Loki season 1 and season 2, and it'll explain it.
There you go.
Because that's the whole point of the TVA. There's one main timeline, and the multiverse is all the branches of the
movieverse. Well, John just explained it.
Yeah, and so technically, spoiler alert, but Loki's now in control of the multiverse. If you watch season 2,
right? So in the Marvel universe. In the Marvel universe, if you go watch 2 TV shows, you'll have it all explained. If in the DC universe, if you go back and read every comic book for the last 65 years, you'll still have no clue anything about what the multiverse is. How's that?
I mean, Death Metal pretty much screwed it up.
No, that was the dark multiverse. That was a completely different thing altogether.
Yeah.
Basically, multiverse and comic book is an easy way for them to retcon a lot of stuff.
I liked in the 80s, not in the 80s, but in the 90s when DC did the Elseworlds books, where those were in a different universe. You got the differences like speeding bullets, where Clark Kent, like Kal-El's shuttle landed in Gotham and he was adopted by the Waynes, not 2 farmers in Kansas.
Right.
There's a lot of that, like Gotham by Gaslight and The Nail, No Man's Land. All of those great Elseworld stories were alternate universes. They were pretty cool. But well. The truth is the concept is silly. I mean, because like Shane said, every universe would have an infinite universe.
Yep.
Because that whole process starts all over again.
Yep.
So
I think they created the multiverse because they're running out of stuff to write about.
That was
So, hey, let's just go back with a Superman landing in Gotham and being adopted by Bruce Wayne's parents.
Yeah, and it wasn't bad for that, but then they started interacting with each other, and it just got all tangled up. I mean, originally,
excuse for lazy writing.
Well, originally, I think the multiverses were meant to make up for time, right? I mean, the heroes never grew old. Some of the characters grew older, but they never really grew old. You know what I'm saying? I mean, so they needed, that was the Silver Age Golden Age was this universe, and Silver Age is this universe, and Bronze Age is this universe. And I mean, that's how DC tried to handle it, but it was it still ended up a convoluted mess. It's just.
We acknowledge you there, Mr. Imposter.
So what do you want to talk about?
Joe Fest.
Yeah, how'd you make up, bud?
Yeah.
How'd you do, buddy?
Made out good for me and Shane. I can't tell the same nobody else.
No,
we
I didn't make
here.
It. I didn't make it. I really wanted to, but I didn't make it this year.
I had to make a choice. I don't think I chose wisely.
I made a choice, but my choice is never wise. So,
what is the toy merch doing? We griping and complaining.
Yeah, we are tonight. We have been exceedingly positive for months, and now we're not getting any. We're not getting any Yo-Jo June. Somebody's trolling us on here, and it's really starting to aggravate me.
We don't know, do we?
No.
What would not know?
I don't think we ever claimed to know, have we?
Hey, you got to meet Mr. Hammer. That's awesome. He's
an awesome guy to talk to.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I seen these pictures of Hama Chris's pictures. Thank you, Chris, for picking Footlooses up for me and Shane.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, much appreciated. Yeah, frauds, all frauds.
Frogs.
Frogs.
Not a chance, homie. We've been here a
No.
long time.
No, I don't want to.
You
Yeah,
can
we've
kick
had this
rocks.
thing for
You can
years.
kick rocks, homie.
I don't even know who this is.
Yeah, we've had this name for years.
Yeah, whatever. Cool.
We even got T-shirts. Look at Shane's shirt.
Frauds. I don't know.
Hey, man.
Hey, check this out. I have an awesome button. Peace. See you later, homie.
Deuces.
I don't even. Who was that? This is. See, the internet is so strange. I don't even get it. I don't get it.
Our name's not Toy Mercs. It's Joe Zone on the show. So, right?
It's Toy Mercs
Idiots.
on,
No, he
Mercs
changed
on
it.
the
Presented
No,
by Toy Mercs.
Changed that quite a long time ago. Cool. No, I really wanted to get to Joe Fest this year. It just wasn't. It just was not going to happen this year, and it didn't. So I was right.
matter of fact, how long's this show been here? What, like 2 years, year and a half, 2 years, 3 years?
We've been
something
going
like
on 3 years now.
We started with the podcast, just the audio podcast. Good Lord,
Mhm.
long time ago. So yeah.
that? Oh, I can almost guarantee it ain't nobody from the group from Facebook.
Oh, it's. I don't care. I just find the whole thing ridiculous.
Bunch of trolls.
I don't know what the
I
point
got
is.
trolls in different area codes.
They're probably about 12 years old or something like that, you know.
Well, we had that kid pop on here once. What, just a year or so ago? Remember that? That little kid popped on. I don't know if I ever saw him again. But
Yeah. Of course, Chris. We always got you back, homie.
So, sort of
Right.
like the kid taunting Thor in the end game there on the video game system.
Mm-mm-mm.
Foot loose or foot lease?
Foot lease, yeah. Foot looses.
I'm waiting for him to come out of that Kevin Bacon figure.
I did watch a walkthrough of Joe Fest's from Friday night. It looked like they were managing the space a lot better. It looked like there was more walking space in the main hall than normal. Maybe it was just the perspective of the camera. But that's right.
Like loose, not goose. Yeah, there you go.
There ain't no such thing as meese.
So it's not foot lease.
No, it's not. Interesting.
Footloose. No, don't work. See,
So yeah, those figures were a bit of a surprise that popped up, huh?
Oh, yeah.
I don't
Yeah, they just
understand what
started
the
showing
deal with Footloose is. I think he's supposed to be in this version of Dial-Tone. He was slated to come out later in July when the other ones already hit mailboxes. All mine hit this morning.
I'm just glad he's not like a dial tone.
Ain't that the truth? I still ain't got Dial-Tone.
I was
Still
afraid he was gonna be like dial tone.
Yeah, still don't either.
What if the multiverse really happened?
You wouldn't know the difference.
I mean,
You'd be part of it, and that's it. I mean, seriously, you would just be the product of a decision that you made.
I reckon if in the multiverse we wouldn't be frauds and we would have people wanting to change their name and stuff like that.
Yeah, right. Extensive Enterprises prosthetics.
yeah. It's awesome, Chris. Awesome, Chris.
Nice. Where did you order yours, Chris? Was it Pulse? Or did you get it from someplace else?
Chris is the only person I know has got that breaker. Yeah, I got Frame Viper in hand. I'll be honest with you, he's not that impressive to me. I would say he's probably in that wave. He would be the dead last.
Chris,
Really,
just
he was always kind of a weird figure, anyways. But
cool.
I'd have to.
oh,
I'd have
cool.
to say.
So some people are getting them from Pulse now.
That'd be good because I'll have to.
Really?
I'll have to pay attention to my mail, I guess.
There's a lot of people here that haven't been here before.
He's a really good figure. I see no flaws at all.
There you go.
Let me hop on Pulse real quick.
This was kind of like when we had the Crimson Guards Pedasco, wasn't it?
Yeah.
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 We was having the battle who got them first.
I remember that. That was funny.
I got mine, and Rick was mad because he hadn't got his yet, and he got one. And everybody else was mad. It was pretty cool.
I do remember that. That one was messed up too, and that was
It was. And then all of a sudden, bam! You find 500 of them.
Oh, I know, right? Yeah,
that was crazy.
No, didn't I end up finding a case of them somewhere?
Cool. Do what now?
Didn't I end up finding a case of them somewhere, or Walmart somewhere?
Yeah. No, it was Ollie's.
Oh.
Which figure are you talking about?
The Crimson Guard.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, they showed up at Ollie's, yeah.
Where would I go if I could go back in time? I'd go back to 6:55 tonight and not answer Shane's call with the link on this thing.
I think that's part of the multiverse question.
It is.
What would happen if you went back in time?
I go back until when we started all this and changed the name to Peace People.
You'd be in the same universe. Yeah, you wouldn't universe jump.
I'd go back to when people had common sense. I don't know when that would be. I'd have to go way, way back. But
the 80s.
I don't know. I knew a lot of guys didn't have common sense even back then. So.
This is strange. This is a strange episode tonight, man.
So far it is, man. I don't know. Well, Chris Brandon,
man.
Our buddy Chris just sent me a picture of his new rabbit hole. I don't know if you guys can see that or not.
His new what?
His new rabbit hole he went down.
Oh, there you go.
What is it?
The Animal Kingdom.
Oh, the Animal Kingdom.
Some of those are awful cool looking figures, though. They
are.
really are.
And I'm going to tell you, I think he really went down the hole hard because I think he's got every one of them.
I'd like to go down that hole just a little bit and crossbreed him with some Joes.
Hey,
episode couldn't get weirder.
It's just getting weirder and weirder with every
I can see Dr. Mindbender going off the deep end, experimenting on some Joes.
See, now this is what ends up happening when Yo-Joe June only has one fan cast in the month.
Everyone goes crazy.
We just off our rockers completely.
This isn't a multiverse. This is not in our universe here. That's what's going on. We're in the wrong universe.
This episode right here has created at least 18 really bad multiverses right now.
Are you wanting to be on the show?
If it gets any worse, I might have to roll up my pants legs in here.
What the hell is all of this crap? You're going to have to, look, wait a second.
You people just go away.
Don't block this Zipperneck again. That came from a member 5 years ago. We stole somebody else's name, a name that we've never even heard. Look, here's the deal. We're all here trying to have fun. We're not stealing anything from anybody. If you don't like it, take a freaking hike. That's it. That's how the internet works. You wandered in here, you can wander off. Just be done with it. It's that simple.
We torched them.
Who is this?
I don't know who these freaks are.
It's a freaking mental case.
This 11 post work.
Get out of here. I'm not dealing with these fools tonight.
Cheers.
Idiots.
What an idiot.
Oh, shut up, punk. Go away. Get out of here, stupid
Just
idiot.
friggin' waste of time. Man, give me a break. We're all just here
Jeez.
trying to have a little fun. Man,
Yeah.
friggin' idiots.
Like they said, we're here to have fun, but if you do have a problem, majority of us will be at Gadsden Con next month.
No,
We
I
can
don't
sit
need
down and have a
anybody
civil-
freaking. No,
civil-
I
civil
don't need to be
discussion.
going to jail because I knocked somebody's bottom jar into the
Civil,
back of this. No, I don't need any of that
civil
crap.
discussion. Civil discussion.
Go about your life. Just go about your life.
Idiots.
It's that simple. Just go about your life. That's it.
Well,
Yeah.
look, I envy this guy. I really do. I envy him. And I'll tell you why I envy him.
Thank you.
Right.
Because if this is the biggest problem he has in his life about what we call ourselves,
Good Lord.
he has a charmed life.
Wow. Exactly.
Thank you. This is actually a toy string.
Yes.
We
Exactly.
talk toys here. We've
Exactly.
been bombarded with these fools
Yeah.
tonight,
Yeah. And
acting like a bunch of childish kids. It's probably what it really is. Some 12-year-old, 13-year-old.
Probably, yeah. Right. And it's
Hey, check it out, guys.
just whatever. This is supposed to be fun. We're supposed to be able to have an open forum here where people can talk about stuff that actually matters.
Well,
And
only thing I can say,
to
bless
us
your
at least.
heart.
Yeah, and
You
politics
got a
don't
charmed
matter.
life. You got a charmed life. Bless your heart. Godspeed, or whatever.
Yeah,
religion
whatever.
you preach.
Childish.
I
That's all it
guarantee
is,
you, if you want to
childish.
run around calling yourself whatever you want to call, none of us are going to bother you about it. So that's that. I mean, give me a break.
Only thing I'm worried
One
about
bit.
showing some toys off, getting Emmett up because I need some more stands. Other than that, make sure he's got plenty of stands at Gadsden Company to pick up.
Just ridiculous. Ridiculous. The internet is such a lovely place.
It's just Viper Island. He's just jealous.
It could be.
That's it.
Probably so.
I don't even know what that means. So I don't.
Probably send a link to the webcast.
For what?
Eh,
How
So
many
you-
accounts
you
this
want-
guy got?
You want to talk to me?
I don't even know what I don't even know what's happening with this episode tonight. This is really
This is literally the first time this has actually happened.
well, it is,
Full-blown argument.
and it's not an argument. This is just one person that's trying to stir the pot. I don't know why.
Anyway,
You'd want
we ignoring them. We're moving on.
yeah, right. So what'd you get this week? Anything good? Anybody?
John?
John, go
Corey?
ahead, buddy.
All I got. I mean,
Shane?
I've got interested in these. The DC Finest, which is basically like the Marvel Epic collection. So last year DC started doing basically their own Epic collection. They call them DC Finest, and they don't have volumes like the Marvel Epics had. They have them by year. If you look on the back, it starts from like 1939 all the way to 2011, and this particular book's 1994.
Oh, cool.
So if you look, they got it highlighted there, 1994. Like I got this one volume of Catwoman, and I got the second one on the way. It's supposed to be here tomorrow. That's 94 through 96.
Nice.
So you see they kind of highlighted on back, and they're pretty cool. I mean, it's just a collection of books, but I mean they've already done several. I think they started last August with them, and I just thought they were cool because, like I said, I do the Marvel Epic collection, and so I like these because I don't have to keep up a bunch of single issues. I can put them in there on the shelf, right? You know.
From what I've read, the sales on them is very good too.
Yeah. And if you go on Amazon, and I found some cheap on eBay, but if you go on Amazon, the older books, it's been out for 5 or 6 months. They've got them on sale for like $25, between $20 and $25. The retail on them is like $40 to $45, just like the Epic collections. But I picked up. I got both parts to this. It's the 0 Hour.
Nice.
You kind of put the covers together like that.
Oh, I like that.
I look forward to reading it because I hadn't read a whole lot of DC. Like I said, I've always been a Marvel guy. I have read some DC, some Batman, Green Lantern, some of those in the past. But I kind of look forward to reading some, catching up on them, and I like the older stuff. A lot of this is from the 90s. I did get like Aquaman. He's 1957 to 1962.
Oh, nice.
Got a lot of the older ones. So, it's just a variety. Looks like they're going through 2011, or at least that's where it's at on the back. So I don't know if they'll do any newer stuff, but honestly, it's the older stuff from the 90s back's what I'm interested in. Same way with the Marvel, I'd rather have the old stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I don't like a lot of the new stuff and the direction a lot of the new stuff's going in. It just the storytelling just ain't that good to me on some of the stuff I've read, and that's why I like the old stuff. And face it, a lot of the, especially in the bronze, the gold and silver age, a lot of it was kind of corny. Like,
Yeah, it was, yeah.
Like we were talking about the Batman with a different,
Yeah.
the rainbow Batman.
Yeah.
But they were fun to read. They were fun. It's like they were corny, but they were fun. So
Yeah.
and so yeah, that's what I've got this week. I've got a few of them I ordered off Amazon and a couple off eBay. I got the Batman Year 1 and Year 2. That was the first one I bought back on June the 7th. I still hadn't got it. So I reached out to the guy I bought it from. I hadn't heard back from him yet. So I don't know.
I like to play on the name on this guy's comment.
It is cool. It's very cool.
Well, you missed a lot.
Stream name.
It's supposedly if there's a fan stream this week, it was going to be this week.
That's coming up.
We're not 100% sure. We
No,
don't know because
it's
been a bad month.
Supposedly this week. Maybe there will be a fan stream Wednesday. I honestly, bud, I don't know. I just don't know. I thought they were going to be one the last 2 weeks. So didn't happen. Yeah, so that's cool. Where'd you get those, John?
Most of them I got off Amazon. A couple of them I got off. But like I said, if you go on Amazon and look for the ones that's been out the longest, I got them on sale for like between $20 and $25.
Nice.
And if you got Prime, you get free shipping on it. So I'll look there before I look at eBay.
I'm pretty sure everybody has Prime now, don't they?
Yeah,
a lot of people do.
I held out for a long time, but since everything's going to more online ordering, stores not getting stuff, I figured I might as well.
But now they've got it. If you buy anything over $35, it's free shipping anyway.
No, really?
And most anything we buy now is over $35.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, right. Exactly. I tell you what, I was shocked the other day. It was like, geez, it was after 7 o'clock.
Hopefully, man. Hopefully,
yeah.
That's what the email said. Anyway.
I ordered some filament, 3D print filament. It was after 7 at night. And I about tripped on it on my way out the door at 6 o'clock in the morning. And the next morning, it was sitting on the front step.
Since they put that Amazon warehouse in Huntsville, we get stuff a lot quicker, too.
Wow. I'm telling you, I was shocked. I really was shocked. I'm up here in Odenville, and it's sitting right there, right by the front door.
Shocks me that they deliver on a Sunday.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, no. There was 2 Amazon trucks in here today. Different times of day. So,
well, our postal service has started delivering on Sundays here too.
Yeah, just packages though.
Yeah, well,
no, I've been getting mail.
Oh, have you?
Yep.
Really?
Yep.
The post lady I met her downstairs here the other day. She said they deliver packages on Sunday. I didn't know they delivered mail.
Yep. Them cats are well trained.
He's reading his
comics.
Better. John's reading his comics. He's not paying any attention to it.
I was let's see if I'd got an email on because usually you get one about every week when they start sending them out. But
I got one last week, I think it was, about the Rattler, or maybe the week before about last chance to change your address, yada yada yada.
Was that the 13th or the 15th? Right? One of those days?
Something like that.
I got an email yesterday about having your payment in order for the Cobra snake on.
No, geez. I don't need to hear that. Ugh.
I didn't.
July the 1st.
Did you Transformers Compendium, didn't you, Dave?
Yes.
Oh, okay. I got an email on it about a survey.
Your backer survey, you have to fill that out to make sure that all your shipping information is correct so that when it comes time to ship in December, you get it. Okay. Every time you back something on Kickstarter, a few weeks later, you get those backer surveys where you confirm your order, you can add things, you can change your order if you want to. You can add things to your order, and you got to confirm your address. So
okay, I guess I need to do that then, don't I?
Yeah, you do, because those have a deadline on them. I know they extended it until tomorrow. The last email I read.
Yeah, that's
you
what
want
I
to do that. Yeah, you want to definitely do that.
Sent to one of my other emails that I don't use very often, and I need to change it.
Is that the one you keep secret from you know who?
So yeah. Well, I thought I was going to get away from TDS, and so I created one off of Gmail. But now TDS has got, they updated the system down here, so I got good internet. So I'm still using them. I just need to change everything back. But I hadn't. So I keep missing stuff, apparently.
John's original email, he's still getting notice from Columbia House.
Yeah, he is.
Get your first 10 classified figures for 1 penny.
And all you gotta do is spend $5 more.
Yeah. All you have to do is buy 10 more figures a month for the next 28 months. Woo! Oh yeah, I remember those days.
Those were good days.
I swear, everybody that ever got hooked up with Columbia House was mad at them within the first 3 months because they claimed that they never got your payment, so you owed them the money. You owed them $700 for the first 20 albums they sent you, and what a boy!
See, I just threw those letters away, and I just create me a new account, and get six DVDs.
I guess that's why they went under. Really
big time, huh?
I wonder how many people had multiple accounts.
No,
we just solved 2 mysteries. We solved where all the Supergirls went and why Columbia House went under.
Yeah.
2 mysteries.
Well, I remember when CD players came out in the mid '80s, especially for comics. Everybody just runs right out. See, I got all these cassettes. Now I got to join Columbia House so I can get my 10 free CDs and stuff. Start the whole.
I can still remember what my first CD was.
I can't.
Hey, if you want to talk, dude, speak. Let's hear what you got to say.
I don't understand what any of this is.
I don't understand where you people are coming from. Just say what you want to say. Let's hear it.
I just don't
y'all
get it.
seeing stuff I'm not seeing?
Yeah,
I'm not seeing it.
It's the same. It's the same crap. I really don't know
where it's any of your business who we talk to. I told you if you want to talk, you can hit me up on Facebook. Just look my name up.
What a waste of time this is. I guess
you got something to say about toys or something, you can say it here and we'll talk about them. But if not, then later, bro.
I don't get it. I don't
understand.
Hold on.
Somebody's got some drama on something.
Dead Man, don't he need to change his name? Because the last time I recall, the Undertaker's been using that for like 40 years.
I don't know if this is the same person. I don't know if this person has something legitimate they wanted to discuss. I don't have any idea what in the world is going on with these comments tonight.
I have no idea.
How many different accounts has the guy got? Because I've seen like 4 or 5 different names on it.
Well, yeah, that's what I mean. It's confusing. One of these people might be legit. And the other one, I don't think is. So I don't understand. I don't know what. And I don't even know what that means. So whatever. I don't know. I didn't get much of anything this past 2 weeks, honestly. I got the new Hammond collection dinos. Troodons, Raptor.
They finally come out with some more.
Stygimolar, Spinosaurus finally came out, which is really good. But I left all that stuff upstairs because we had a birthday party for Emmett here today, and I didn't want to have a bunch of stuff. Well, no more stuff than I've already got.
Happy birthday, Emmett.
Actually, my birthday's 2 days.
Early happy birthday then.
I don't even know who these people are. This is ridiculous. I don't even know.
I have a feeling that they were just looking up names to see if someone's caught.
I had no idea what they're doing. I couldn't really even care less. I don't.
Bless their
really
little
don't.
hearts.
Anyways, that's been it for me. I don't.
Dead man, contact me. You want to talk? Contact me. Take you little goons and go on somewhere else.
Is this multiple people? I don't even know if it is.
I don't know.
I don't even know.
Well, he keeps talking about toy merch. We're Alabama toy merch.
Exactly.
So I don't know what they're talking about.
I don't know. We've been around for 5 years, and it seems strange it just pops up now. I don't know. Whatever, I guess. I don't know.
Maybe we're getting popular. Who
Bunch of
knows?
fools.
Yeah.
Bunch of
I'm the
childish
same.
people.
I'm the same way with Dave there. I didn't catch nothing but Forrest Smith. He got me the Cyborg Superman last week.
He
Shout
looks
out to
great.
him. Yeah, he does. We need to get him on Forrest on the show. He has a lot of stuff y'all might be interested in. He had a whole bunch of last Rowan Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle signed comics.
Mhm.
And he was trying to sell the stuff, which I'm not into that, but whatever. And Amazon blowed up my door this morning. I sent Shane pictures of Blowtorch, Deadline, Heavy Duty, and the Frag Viper this morning.
I did get Heavy Duty. That's right, too. I kind of forgot with everything going on. I forgot that Heavy Duty showed up on the doorstep the other day. Good looking figure.
And
I hate to say it. I just put him aside, but
And I went for my second sleep test, and they could give me something that made me loopy. And I put a bid in on a Footloose on eBay. Didn't know I won that until last night, and Chris picked me and Shane up 2 Footlooses, so I'll have an extra Footloose to sell for cost. Anybody interested?
I haven't. I had to go through. In the last week and a half or so, I went through all of my Pulse pre-orders, and I got to be perfectly honest with you, I cleaned out probably 85% of it because it's looking very much so like this avalanche that we've been expecting is going to be even worse. Worse. What do we collect? Boy, we got
Good handful of stuff.
Yeah, I mean, I do OG Joe's classified. I do the McFarlane DC Multiverse stuff. I do some Jurassic World / Park stuff. It's really basically it for me.
I do some random stuff.
Yeah, he does some random stuff.
It's like what makes you happy.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean, it's OG Joe's and classified and Mythic Legions.
Legos,
yeah.
You do a lot of minifigs, yeah.
I do a lot of minifigs, yeah.
How about mostly Legos just for the minifigs?
Mm-hmm.
But I typically wait for the go on clearance like this here.
Well, there you go.
I got it on clearance, and it's got. I paid $20 for it, and there's 5 minifigs in it. $5 a pop for the minifigs.
Well, we're kind of spread out from each other. So we've got Sasquatch down in Homewood, which is outside of Birmingham, and then we go over into Georgia. I mean, Second Chance over in Noonan, right?
Full Circle in Noonan.
Full Circle's in Noonan. Second Chance is up in Marietta.
Rocket City Police.
I got the Wolf's Den over in Gadsden.
Yep.
Yeah.
I've got Total Nostalgia.
2 or 3 times.
I've got Total Nostalgia in my area. Replay Toys, The Deep. There's another one. I can't remember the name of it. Collector World. They don't have they have a lot of comics, baseball cards, action figures, and stuff like that. And then there's
that's the one out towards Rogersville.
It's in Rogersville, yeah. And then there's a new place called Raging Gazebo. Toys and Comics.
I heard of
It's
that.
I think it's in Madison.
Hmm.
And then there's another in Hazel Green. We're all from Alabama, by the way, if y'all guys don't know. But there's one in Hazel Green. I can't remember the name of it. But it's more your Funko Pop, anime stuff like that. A lot of that stuff. They do have some DC and Marvel and Joe stuff, but not as much as the other stuff. Pokemon cards and things like that.
Yeah.
Yu-Gi-Oh.
You know what gets me about this collector stuff, talking to people from different parts of the country? We may get them bombarded with a figure down here, and it may go on clearance for itself for like $10. And that part, say the Midwest, may never even see it.
Yep.
And
Mason, I ain't dealing with them at all, Mason.
Give them a timeout.
I don't put nobody in timeout.
Yeah, I don't know how. I really don't know enough about this to say. I don't know how any of this really works.
Trolls in the comment. Joe Daddy at 6'10", he's being generous.
Yeah, that's Mason.
He's way taller than that.
I ain't got time. I ain't got time for the junk.
It's just a strange night, guys.
I'm a grown man. I ain't got time for all that junk.
Yeah, we're grown men sitting here talking about toys. We ain't got no time for no nonsense.
None whatsoever.
Jeez. What a strange night. I don't know what the heck.
I'm gonna thank them. Now we got trolls. We was getting people watching. Now we got trolls. I mean, we're coming up the world.
Yeah, well, just
I like legit people, not morons.
Yeah. That kind of sucks the escapism out of it too. You know, everybody has to deal with people.
They did what they wanted to do.
Yeah, and that's okay, I guess. Whatever.
I'm glad we helped them out.
What a strange show, huh?
Watch this.
Yeah, freaking idiots.
I didn't even see that one. He got him before I could even read it.
I ain't playing no more. They just, yeah.
You say something stupid,
He don't play that. Shane don't think so. He don't play that game.
It's too bad. What a shame, huh? What a waste.
Yeah, we have a lot of Targets and GameStops, Walmarts, etc.
Well,
but we've got that same problem. They're empty. So
yeah.
And GameStop's the only place I'm finding stuff now because Walmart and Target ain't carrying nothing around here.
Oh no, they're not rattling me. I'm feeling like a celebrity, man. I got haters and everything.
Like I said, we're coming up the world.
Because I'm just so well liked everywhere I go. I've never had a hater before.
Now I know how George Jefferson feels.
It's strange. Anyways.
Have you shown them your shirt yet?
At least they could do is hit the subscribe button while they was here calling nonsense. I mean, hit the like button once or twice, whatever.
Here we go. I'm going my very, very worst impression. Hit the subscribe button, like, and share.
I think it's all Corey's fault anyway, to be honest with you.
Smash that button.
Is, Corey out here in the skull cap and the bow up and the...
Well,
he brought all the freaks out.
Is it because the reason I look like I've been dressed by a 4-year-old? Because I was dressed by a 4-year-old. So
there you go. That's crazy.
Too funny.
Anyways, what do you got going on? Anybody else got anything going on? Hey, what do we got? We got kind of thrown off of whatever schedule we had. So
yeah,
been a slow week.
It really. The last couple of weeks have been slow.
It has been. It's been really bad.
I'm afraid we're going to make up for it here in the near future.
Although, like I said, your Star Wars Legos are all going on clearance. So if you want them, get them.
Oh yeah, I know. I was at MOTU Walmart and I went down the discount. I almost got bum rushed by people, and they would have had a ton of Legos. Sorry, Shane, it was like 15 or 20. I couldn't get there, buddy.
I think that's where I got this one at. It was MOTU Walmart.
Corey, how much was that Sarlacc pit on?
It was 35.
That's a hard thing. Lego clearance really still isn't great, is it?
No, that's about right on the price, though.
Yeah, well, it's where it should have been, right?
Yeah, this was 20, and that's pretty much what it used to be, a 1999 figure, or box of Lego.
My girl,
but it was originally was originally $65.
My girlfriend, she's kind of Legos like
So, I
classic
mean-
80s stuff. And I found her a MTV Spaceman. It was like $23 on clearance.
Wow.
Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah, object to Cobranomics. Yeah. A lot of the times GameStop has stuff that no one else has. The problem is, I don't know where you are in North Carolina, but a lot of our GameStops around here were shut down right after the first of the year or late last year. Well, no, it was after Christmas. They did get them through Christmas, and then they just evaporated. They were gone. They were open one day and gone the next. So I'm going to say probably we lost over half of the ones we had at least, right, guys?
Yeah.
So
mine and Shane's problem with GameStop, the only decent one we had, they demolished the building that was in, and it's coming back when they get rebuilt. So
hopefully.
They did tell me, I think it might have been the GameStop at Pell City that was telling me that, or the one in Gadsden, one of the two, that they were telling me there that the reason they closed the one in Oxford was because they went up on the rent, and that they're trying to find another building that's cheaper. And once they do, then they'll open it back up. So
that's interesting.
I don't know.
Anthony, a friend of mine, it's the store manager of one of the Muscle shows. He's working part-time between one in Tennessee and one in Florence. He told me they're going to rebuild, and at the same site it was an old mall they tore down, and they're going to close the one down in Florence and move everything over there. It's going to be much bigger.
Here's a good question.
It is a good question.
Counted as collectible? Yes. But it's Dave is into the 3D printing now, so he can answer that for you a little bit better.
That's what I was just thinking. Because of the nature of some of the plans that I have being exclusive, does that make sense? Certain things would be collectible, right? I mean, the stuff that the files are just kind of everywhere, on Etsy or Cults or whatever. I don't know if any of that would really ever be collectible. There is definitely some things, like some of the stuff I'll show in a little bit, that I suppose are collectible because they're limited.
I got it.
No, I will not be picking that thing up. It's very cool. Don't get me wrong. But
I don't do the gridiron stuff myself.
I like the OG stuff. I just do. If I was a military collector, I couldn't buy that sucker fast enough. But I'm a G.I.Joe collector, right? I mean, I
must have missed the boat on that one. What's the gridiron? Got something new coming up?
It's an APC.
Yeah, it's a big armored. Really? It's an armored carrier. Yeah, it's a big vehicle. It's very nice.
Well, I'm not a big Gridiron Studios guy because I think you go to Valiverse and get a much better product for a cheaper price.
So, yeah, Chris, I sometime when we meet, I'll tell you the story how I actually got sucked into this because it wasn't anything I intended on doing. I'm making classified vehicles, classified scale vehicles. And I did notice that too. I watched one walkthrough specifically, and I saw some 3D printed stuff, but I didn't see any of the vehicles. And that's kind of what I was saying about the plans, the SDL files that I've got was from a former designer at Hasbro. He designed the Rattler. He designed the Dragonfly. So these are actually very high end, and they under normal circumstances would be very expensive, especially the ones that are limited. A lot of his plans they're watermarked, and there's code in them so that they're traceable. That there's only like one particular item I'll show you in a little bit. There's only 20 people licensed to produce them. with these plants. So,
And all 20 aren't guaranteed to sell it.
well, right. Some of them just bought them for themselves, so they'll never produce them. And I have to tell you, with the time involved, I'm not really blaming them. So, oh geez, you paid for one and he flaked on you?
Yeah,
I'm sorry to hear that. That's too bad. That's too bad. I will tell you this: in 3 3/4 scale, I mean, they're on my list. I plan on doing them because I definitely need some vehicles in the middle. I was talking to the guys about that the other day. I need to do some smaller stuff because right now, last week I showed the beginnings of the whale. Tonight I'm going to show you a couple other things. The unproduced train is 3 3/4. I'm sorry you got taken. That sucks.
Yeah.
I don't know why people do that. It couldn't have been even, honestly, bud, it couldn't have been enough money to be worth your own integrity to take somebody. That doesn't even make any sense. To me, that doesn't even make any sense. I don't understand that. I saw those. That was who the heck was that? I saw those in that walkthrough early. GC must have had 10 or 12 of them sitting there, and they were blue with like silver canopies, right? But I can't remember who it was that had them.
Was that maybe a Joe Fest exclusive?
I think it was supposed to be, yes. I can't remember who it was, but of course I didn't see him in person, but I saw him on that walkthrough.
What?
Nope. He changed his character.
Yeah, it's getting harder here with all that on.
Nothing worse than getting sweaty from a boa, huh?
I didn't get me a new boa.
Yes, silver canopies, yeah. So this is gonna sound strange.
Go back to the other character.
What's that? Yeah,
Tell
right.
Corey to go back to the other character.
Yeah.
This one's worse.
We kind of decide what becomes collectible and what doesn't by what sells and what doesn't, right? I mean, seriously.
I believe so.
If somebody's producing something that people really want in large enough numbers, it's a collectible, right? I mean,
I'll have to get these pictures on next week, but Chris sent me this picture of this flag. You probably won't be able to see it.
Good night.
But it's pretty cool.
That is a nice repaint, isn't it?
Yeah.
Oh, look at the blue.
I'll try to get that on next week and we'll look at it.
Nice. Very cool. That guy's doing some good stuff.
Has not made a Transformer flag. Transforms into a giant robot.
That would be cool. That looks like a 3D printed flag too.
See, a lot of these repaints are.
Yeah, that's definitely 3D printed.
They're either broken. Some of them were broken or missing parts or whatever. It's a great use for some of that stuff. That
Chris, was that 3D printed flag you sent me? What up, Jerry?
Yeah, buddy.
Good to have you on, buddy.
Me too. My phone's going goofy.
You sure it's a phone?
Yeah.
You got some feathers in it.
You don't know? Okay. It looked 3D printed to me. I can't see any lines where the
been.
decks go together.
Yeah, it might have been. I don't know. I couldn't really see it that well.
Dave, you mess with me, I'll bring it for the boa to gas to come. I'll be parked out in front of your booth.
That's all right. That's all right. You'll bring me lots of attention. Not necessarily positive attention, but
that is something to think about. If Hasbro's going more gaming and they end up getting away from toys, they could still design and sell the 3D printing files for people.
Yeah.
And I'm sure they'd make a ton of money off of that because more and more people are getting 3D printers.
I mean,
They won't do that.
That's an interesting.
And why
thought.
they won't do that? Because they can make a ton of money. They don't like making money.
It's an interesting thought, though.
Yeah.
Skeletron. Stepping up the game. What they have, man? What they have? Don't
I did
tease us.
see
Let us
some of
know.
that. I saw some of that. It looked pretty kind of cool. They're the ones that are heavily attached with Action Force guys, right?
Yeah.
Sexy boy, Corey.
I'm starting to begin. Chris needs to have his eyes checked.
Yeah.
Oh, he's going to put the outfit back on.
Oh, he's gone. Put it back on. Lord help us.
Oh man. New 6-inch
Oh,
figures.
new
Yeah.
6-inch figures. Cool.
I just looked at it. See, that is pretty cool. Like
Yeah, it is.
$400 on it's a heavy price tag on it, but man, it does.
It's very cool. It really is cool.
Yep.
It's very well done. I mean,
That's the best pick yet.
yeah, right. Nice.
Oh,
So yeah, no, I don't know. I think in a weird way, not necessarily right now, but in 10 to 12 years from now, I can actually see 3D printing being a really big part of collecting. Because I just
appreciate that, Jared.
Back. Oh yeah.
Right, brother.
Abracadabra.
Yeah, right.
Man, I disappeared quicker than a troll in the comment section.
What a crazy night. It was nutty.
I don't know, man.
It's like a full moon or something out tonight.
I don't know.
I don't know.
Just for Chris, I turned the air conditioner down that way it wouldn't be so hot in here on me.
Let's see.
So I just put my phone backstage again, Shane. That way I can do that same thing we did last time.
Okay. I got you.
Instead of
I just saw it pop up.
still at entry level 3 3/4, learning to sculpt and replace crotch pieces in time. Volga figure.
Yeah, I can understand that, Mark, but a lot of people who collect them 3 3/4, they want original pieces.
Yeah, but we've had this discussion so many times that's a really finite supply, especially at the speed that this stuff is breaking.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Don't get me wrong. I'm fine with either replacement parts like that 3D printed or not. But I mean, there's a lot of collectors. They just want original parts.
Don't.
I'm going to do it.
You're not going to do it.
But the original parts are becoming harder and harder to find too. And then if you do find them, you're doing a whole week's paycheck on it.
So
yeah. No, I mean, I'm just starting. I literally am. I'm brand new to it, so I'm trying to get my machine figured out and get things made and start learning how to cost things out. Are there going to be things for sale? Yes. A lot of stuff for sale.
Are they going to be cheap? No.
Well, that's the problem. And I will tell you, the lead time, it's going to be a lot longer than I want it to be, because unless I have enough business to justify buying a lot more machines, like this, I'll show you in a minute, the whale. The whale's a solid month worth of printing time on one machine. And I know that sounds crazy, but it really is.
Is it done, the whale?
No.
Somewhat?
No, there's still quite a few small parts that still need to be made. So yeah.
Well, I mean, if you don't spend a lot of money at Dave's booth, I'm pretty sure Emmett have the G.I.Joe stands there, and they are excellent, guys. Are these Joes
Actually, I don't think I'm going to do those this year.
Yes.
I'm not saying really.
It's
Oh,
okay.
dude,
Clark.
do some stands.
He's all over the place. It's all right.
Yeah, my printer stopped working,
Well, that's minor.
so
That's minor. We got other We got other adjustments that need to be made before we figure out exactly what's happening here. So
I was trying to plug you some stands, man, because I know I'm
you're doing a great job, because I mean the stands are cool. We tried to get him to broaden off into Marvel Legends, and he actually did design the flight stands. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
The articulated stands. He's designed one for 3 3/4 figures.
Oh wow.
I can't get him to do anything with it though. The prototype is here, and it actually works very, very well. And you don't have to clip into the figure. You don't have to worry about foot pegs or heels breaking. Just snaps onto the waist.
Yep.
good night.
But I can't get him to do anything with it.
He needs to get into that, man, for real.
It's a great idea. I mean, they work great.
they're also very quick.
And if he does the team stands as the base and has the armature coming up off of that base that he's already using and designing, he can do very well with them. I think, anyways. But
I'm still waiting on my Simpson stands. Emmett.
There's a ton of different stands to be made.
When did you order those?
I didn't order them. I told you to see if you could make me something. Shaped like a couch, like the Simpsons couch,
I could
would be
do the
great.
couch. I could do the couch. It's going to be
It would be great.
The couch.
We don't need
Maybe have the Simpsons on the couch.
There you go.
What's up, man? You back?
What's up, buddy?
Be back. Be back. I don't know. You want to show this printed stuff?
Sure.
You want to do that?
Sure. Let me get you on here.
Get in there, boys. Start slinging that filament.
Hey, you're on, so pay attention to what you're doing. There's your whale.
Big boat.
There's your classified whale. As you can see, this is hard. I mean, it's still not done. There's a lot of details that need to be done, and like I said, smaller pieces. But as you can see, you guys remember the original whale was just in 2 colors, right? I mean, it was green and it was black. I have to tell you, you start printing a thing this large in just 2 colors, it gets really, really ugly. Fan shrouds and the vanes I've done in black. The props are in the gray. The cannons up front are in gray. The turrets, where Gung Ho and Beachhead are, those are in gray.
Those are black.
I'm black. I'm sorry.
The guns will be.
Just trying to mix it up some because it's the piece is huge. So if you get all that green is really boring. Does that make sense? So that's where the whale is at.
Are you going to have a piece snapped over the top of that right there, the open area where you got the tabs?
That the windshield goes there.
Okay.
Yeah, did you show that?
What?
That's where you're pointing the camera.
Yes, I thought I caught a glimpse of
I
it.
shouldn't have given you that stupid thing.
I've been trying not to show that.
Well, you just did. So, anyways,
Which one?
never mind. Show them the tomahawk. There's your tomahawk. Work in progress. That gives you an idea how big that sucker is. That's
Not done.
yeah, I'm not even, oh Lord, I don't think I'm even 20% into that one yet. So here's the deal. With work and filament and stuff like that, I have multiple pieces going at once because I'm juggling what I have for filament, what I have for hours, You see what I'm saying? So I'm trying to print. I'm trying to do a lot of the small prints while I'm here, not working, and letting the longer prints run while I'm at work. Does that make sense?
Yep.
So that's why I have multiple things going here, because it's the best management way. It's the only way I can really manage it.
Can we do the one that Corey will be excited for?
Well, you already did. So
all right, top part of it. Go back over.
no, all right. I did this special this week.
This is an extra.
It's not an extra.
No, it's extra.
Now I'm going to make that board run all over the house. So here's your triple T. Now, here's the thing. I don't know why I messed up. This chassis needed to be in green, not black. So that means there's going to be a Night Raider. So there's your triple T. You guys are going to love this. Here, show this. I finally got the rubber figured out. So the tracks will be rubber.
Sweet. That's awesome, man.
And I did, like I said, again, a little artistic license. I made these bogey wheels gray because if they were black, it's just a massive black. This stuff works good in 3 3/4, but when it gets to this scale, it's a lot of one color. Does that make sense?
Right.
But this chassis, believe it or not, guys, this chassis,
you knock you over.
that piece right there that he's showing you, that is the single largest, longest print piece I have. So I was on Monday, this past Monday, I was just like, hey, you know what? Corey and Shane would love it if I made a triple T. So I'm going to make a triple T. And when I got the plans into the laptop and all sliced and ready to go, I pulled this one up first to see the slicer tells me print time and how many grams of filament it's going to use, and
all that stuff.
How long it's going to take to print. 30.5 hours.
On that chassis alone?
That chassis alone was 30.5 hours.
Good night.
Yes, they will, Adam.
So, yes, they will be there, Adam. So when I said, shit, I needed to print that in green, I was in no big hurry to go print another one because
I think the black looks just fine.
I think
I actually like the black.
But what's killing it is this grill in the front was so prominently green, it just looks weird in black.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
That version there kind of reminds me of a Stormtrooper helmet.
It does look like a Stormtrooper helmet, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, but you call it a mistake. I'm gonna call it an updated modern version. Because how many Army vehicles got green chassis?
No,
a lot.
Yeah, a lot. So
depends on what desert you're in, really.
So here's what I'm. Okay, we can kill the phone now, Shane. Let you guys, if you want to.
I don't want
to. If you want to see something up close, let me know. We'll turn it back on. How's that? Here's what I'm going to do. At this point, I got to go have another surgery on Thursday, which is going to put me out of work for a while, but it's going to hopefully after a few days, it's going to land me here enough so that I can focus on this tonnage of small parts that I need to print. So Gadsden, I will have the whale there. I will have the tomahawk there. I will have this triple T there. I will have the unproduced train there. And I don't know
other items.
I don't know what you guys think about this, but I'm thinking about printing at least sections of some of the other vehicles that I'm just flat out not going to have time to do. Does that make sense? Like I might have a Night Raven cockpit. That section of the fuselage and the cockpit. Yeah. I might have like the X-30 cockpit. I can do Maybe I'll have a piece of the APC. I don't. I have to tell you guys, when I saw the plans for the Terradrome, there was really not much else in the world that I wanted other than to have a classified scale Terradrome sitting on a table at a show.
But now that you realize how big that a classified scale,
but it will. If I started tomorrow, I think it would take me until Christmas to get it done with one machine.
Yeah.
So maybe I'll have some pieces. Does that make sense? Right. Teasers of stuff.
Yeah.
I'm hoping to be able to sit down with Amy and make a spreadsheet and go through this slicer file by file and have it tell me exactly how long it's going to take and how much material it's going to take to do each individual part for all of these files, so I can at least tell people this is what it's going to cost and this is how long it's going to take to produce. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
I have to be honest with you guys.
I'm probably going to have to do this in pre-order.
I had no idea it takes this long to print vehicles this size. I had no idea. I really do. Like I said, 30 and a half hours on the chassis on this thing. The white cover was another 9 hours. This engine cover, this is 3 hours. Now you go, oh, what's 3 hours? That's 3 hours.
Yeah.
Right? Then the guns, then the missiles, then the wheels, 2 sets of wheels, then the back cover. You're at another day and a half printing small pieces just on this small vehicle.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, can you go back to that comment?
Yeah, he wants to know what 3D printer you recommend.
Oh, buddy,
it matters within your price range.
You're asking the wrong guy because I took the advice of the guy that I got the plans from. He told me to buy for these particularly. I got the Anycubic Cobra 3 Max. Is it awesome on these huge parts? Yes. Is it great on the small parts? No.
If you want to do small parts, mine is probably within.
But it's going to be budget. Seriously, it's going to be budget. There's $3,000 machines out there. You can order one from Walmart for $200 or $300. You kind of get what you pay for. Does that make any sense? And it's really going to depend on how big a piece that you want to do. Like this, if you want to get into this, Stephen did this for me. But I've learned enough since. You want to start looking at some files that you want to make, right? And if you look at the files, they'll tell you what size print deck you'll need to do it, and it'll be in millimeters, right? It'll give you a measurement in all 3 3D axes. Find some files that you'd like, pick the biggest one you've got, and then start looking at the specs on the printers to make sure the print deck is large enough to do what you want it to do.
Right.
This is Emmett's print deck, right? It'll do small things like that engine cover.
But it won't do big things like
like the Tomahawk. There isn't a piece on that Tomahawk this printer will do other than like the winch and things like that.
Like it can.
Yeah.
It can't really do that.
It can't do that. That's my best.
Because it only has a certain radius it can go on the print deck anyway.
Right, and like this little one that Emmett's got, the table goes up and down, right? And then the crane covers the other 2 axes, right? Side to side and back and forth. My big one, the table does
the opposite.
The table doesn't move.
Right.
The crane handles all 3 axes except for back and forth because the table will slide back and forth, but not up and down.
Right.
So the thing with my big printer is just like you look at it and you go, okay, so that's really big, but the footprint isn't bad. Well, then you have to double the footprint because the table slides. You understand how that works?
And then you have to worry about how the supports will affect it.
And I will tell you this right now. They get hot. I mean, that deck is heated to
about 100 degrees.
No, my deck is way over 100 degrees.
Mine is 200 degrees Celsius.
Not Celsius, Fahrenheit.
No, it's Celsius.
No, it's about 60 degrees Celsius. So, like I said, they throw off a tremendous amount of heat. So far, the big machine ran, well, for the first 3 weeks, I literally had it running 24/7 for 3 weeks. That month's electricity was about $65 added that machine used, which isn't bad because here's the other thing. If you're going to do really big pieces, you're going to want to have a filament cabinet that will dry, because this filament sucks up a tremendous amount of moisture from the air, and then it won't extrude correctly. So my printer came with a box it's got places for 4 reels or spools of filament, and it's able to heat. So the inside of the box heats up to 140 degrees to get the moisture out of the filament. So I'm always a print ahead. I'm always loading filament into the case that I'm going to need for the next 2 prints. That way it's drying while, it's already running and drying the filament that I'm using. Does that make sense?
Now, this printer can use multi-color printing, but he doesn't use it.
Well, no, I don't have any use for that because I don't know how it works. I can see where it would be kind of cool with some of the Tiger Force stuff, that you could print those in multiple colors. But I wouldn't have any idea how to do that.
That's what I was thinking, like at Triple T with the black base and the white part, do it in camouflage. If you could do that, I think that would look cool.
Yeah, that would be cool.
If somebody could show me how to do it, yeah.
I got a follow-up question from the comments, sir, Dave.
What's that?
He was wanting to know what type of printer would you recommend. What about filament? What's your type of filament you would recommend?
I use Overture. If you buy, Overture, this Allegro is pretty good, but some of this is like brass. This is like antique brass. This stuff's pricey. This Creality is okay for like toys and I mean like kids' toys. It's okay for that, but it can be a little brittle. Does that make sense? Then you get into these really fancy ones that print this aged bronze, brass looking cool things. This is a Molin. If you buy an Anycubic printer, they have their own brand of filament. I will tell you, I've been getting it off Amazon. Number one, they deliver it incredibly fast. Number two, it's relatively cheap, and they've got a really good selection. That's really about it. I will tell you, if you get into the TPU, this rubber, boy, there's a learning curve with this stuff. I mean, you got to change the settings. You got to change the temperatures. You got to change a lot to be able to print this rubber stuff. And you can't dry it, because if you dry it, it makes it so soft it won't feed through the machine. So it gets kind of tricky. I struggled with the rubber stuff off and on for about 3 weeks before I even come up even remotely successful. And your printer also makes 1/1 scale weapons? Yes, Emmett has made some pretty wonky stuff.
I've made Clone Trooper DC-17 blasters.
Yes.
I've made the gun that the Ghoul had in the Fallout TV show.
Yeah, he made this incredibly. Where's that aluminum? That other filament. He made a revolver out of that. Is it still there, or did I take it out in the garage?
I think you could get to
I have an extreme metallic filament that he made a revolver out of. That's actually really cool. But I will tell you, bud, this is we're on this again. I hate to say this, but to be fair, your handling of this has been, if this is true, your handling of this has been so far off the mark. It's really kind of ridiculous. All you had to do was contact somebody and say, hey, all you had to do was say what you just did there. Instead of doing this crap that we've been doing all night. And I'm not talking to you because I'm not sure if you were one of the ones or not, but if there's a problem with the name, all you had to do was contact somebody. What, all this crap that we were doing earlier? Seriously, guys? But anyways, that's an issue that's not even in my wheelhouse, I guess. So whatever. This is the stuff that he made that revolver out of, and it looks like when it's printed, it looks like a machined stainless steel, which is actually very cool. And this is eSun. I've made out pretty good with the eSun stuff.
Hang on, Dave. No one has contacted anybody.
Yeah.
You people don't know what you're talking about. If you want to contact someone, I told you, contact me. You can reach me on Facebook, and we'll talk about it.
It's that simple. I guess just leave it there.
You people are just looking for you looking for a fight. You might find the right one.
I don't get it. It seems like a simple thing. I don't know.
And like I said, we're Alabama Toy Mercs. It ain't got nothing to do with them. I don't know what they're talking about.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. I have to tell you, at this point in time, I don't care. I just can get through this episode.
AL Alabama Toy Mercs.
Yeah, I never heard of any.
And the webcast is called Joe Zone anyway.
I don't even want to discuss it. It's not, like I said, not my wheelhouse. We're just trying to have fun here. I don't know what any of that's about. I've never heard of you. Never heard of a magazine. Massive community. Never heard of it. So whatever.
Must not be too massive. Nobody.
So. I spun a small one, toy box, but it's only for small toys and messes up some. That's the thing. The one that we started with was, of course, it's Emmett's. And I will tell you this, being able to dry the filament has made a huge difference. Yeah. But boy, I'm going to tell you, I'm still running a lot higher failure rate than I would like because just stuff happens. It certainly isn't perfect. Like the base of the whale is the rubber piece is 3 pieces and they're all large. 3 of them had to be reprinted. Because the prints just failed. They melted or they were grainy or one of them broke. It sounds like a pain, but I can tell you right now, if you're going to do bigger pieces, make sure you level the machine, go through the calibration before you start. Does that make sense? That's really, it helps a lot with the failures because I've seen some things online where the nozzle actually scrapes the print bed because the machine has been moved or whatever.
I've had my print bed move down and it moves down too far because it doesn't know how.
Yeah, and then you get, I don't know if you've ever seen this spaghetti, which is just kind of it literally just blows filament everywhere and it looks like a giant ball of spaghetti. The computer still registers it as printing because the bed or the crane or both are still moving around, but it's literally just spraying filament. Those are always lovely because you don't have any indication that something went wrong until you go look at it and then you realize, oh, this however long it was running that way wasted. Plus the filament loss.
The blaster.
Yeah, I mean, Tim, go online. Just when you get a minute, start looking for whatever it is that you want to print. with S as in Stephen, T as in Thomas, L as in Leo, STL files. If they exist, you can see what's printable. Does that make any sense?
I'll recommend four
just
4 sites, because
you got to pick up the pace here.
I've seen sites that aren't 100% safe.
Yeah.
These ones I know to be safe. Printables, Thingiverse, which is spelled
Thingiverse. Yeah, it's fine.
Cult, and Maker World.
Yeah.
I know that for printables and cults, there are prints that you have to pay for. Thingiverse and Maker World, you just have to open an account.
And when he says pay for, some of them are literally a couple of dollars. These guys don't make any money off the plans. So if you see things that you'd like to try to get printed or whatever, just add STL to the end of it and do a Google search, and you'll know what's out there. You can see what the quality is of them, stuff like that.
Like,
beforehand.
I'm pretty sure I found this on Maker World.
Yeah, and Maker World is a lot of that's free because it comes with the printer. That makes sense. A membership comes with the printer. So that's really the best way of doing it, I guess. Now, here's the catch. If you have to be very careful about this. If you want to produce things to sell, a lot of the times when you get files from guys, they're for personal use only, right? You don't have a license to resell the product. You have usage of the file for personal use. You want to print your own X, right? Whatever it is. But if you want to start making the rounds at shows and start selling stuff, you need to make sure you have a license. If you have a license to sell the things that the file creator has created, a lot of these files are watermarked, and if somebody like this Tomahawk, there's only 20 people have the plans to those, which means I'm at Joe Fest and I have a Tomahawk there for sale, and a guy comes along that has a Tomahawk. He doesn't like it. He's gonna call Steven and he's gonna go, hey, this guy Dave Bryant's here with Tomahawks. Is he licensed? He's gonna look through the watermarks and he's gonna go, yep, he is.
Well, he also just know.
End of discussion. If he, it's like Steven in this instance comes up and says, no, he's not on my list. Those are bootleg files. There's going to be a problem because you're not licensed to sell that product. This is what's happened with Etsy. I don't know if you guys heard about this, but Etsy changed their user agreement the last couple of weeks, where you are not allowed to sell 3D printed items on Etsy anymore unless you created the file yourself. So almost everything on Etsy that's 3D printed, unless you have a license for it, is being pulled. You're not allowed to sell that on there anymore. Like the little wiggly dragons and key fobs and toys and gadgets and coin holders and stuff. If you didn't create that file, you're not allowed to sell it on Etsy anymore. So, and I will tell you this, they are a very protective group. If somebody sees that you're selling stuff that you're not supposed to be selling, you're going to end up, at the very least, shunned from all of those groups and from that community, because they're just not going to deal with you. Some of these plans to buy these exclusive plans are upwards of $500. Per set of plans. So
going back to the thing about the blaster, if you want me to make you a blaster, you're just gonna have to tell me like what specifically.
He got the gist of it. Yeah.
Blaster name.
He got the gist of it.
I can find a file and attempt to print it, but I can't really guarantee it.
Yeah, no, and I mean, Joe, you're fine. I mean, if you're just gonna print stuff for your own use, that's what that community's for. You see what I'm just as much as it is for producing stuff and selling. So yes, that's a big surprise. This just popped up, like I said, within the last 2 weeks. That if you don't own those, if you don't create those plans, you're not allowed to sell that product. So printing it is not making it, I guess, is their stance. Creating and making it is creating and making the files. So what that ends up turning into, I have no idea. So, but that's my very limited understanding and knowledge of 3D printing as it stands right now. Heat, I gotta tell you, I am shocked at the amount of heat. I was actually concerned about possibly having to put my collection in the garage in the colder winter months because my garage is not climate controlled. I was worried about the cold. If that printer is running out there, that's not going to be an issue. It will more than heat that garage. Right now, I have the problem of having to go out there and open the garage door to let some of the heat out, even though it's, the heat index has been high the last couple of days. I've still had to let heat out of that garage because that printer is.
That room's just going to become a sauna at this point.
Hey, Shane, let me do this real quick, just so you guys can have an idea. Did I log out of this?
Yeah, I don't have you right now.
I think it logged me out. I was going to go show you the size of. Go grab your tray. Give me, if you can, Shane. Give me the camera again, and I'll show you guys my. I'll show you guys my printer. That way you get an idea. I want to. Okay, so here's my garage space. This is my printer. That's the tray to Emmett's printer. Emmett's printer is about 18 by 18 by 18. It's just to give you an idea. Your print surface is much smaller than that. But as you can see, this monster has, well, gives you an idea. It's very tall. Deck moves back and forth, so you have to accommodate that space. And this is the filament case and the dryer. There's a heater and a fan that runs in here, so you have to accommodate this too. Does that make sense? And this is about 20 inches by 14 inches by about 11 inches. So it gives you an idea. You gotta, boy, it's hot in here. You gotta give it space. And it's gotta have space to breathe. I will tell you, when this sucker's running and it's heated, you really don't want to put your hand on that. It gets that hot. So I'm going to shut everything off while I'm in here. So, and then I'll go back into the room. But yeah, that gives you an idea of just how big it has to be. That bag right there is full of, well, supports. It's kind of weird looking. They're called trees. The waste is scary because, well, just because of the way it runs. And there's a whole box over there that's just parts and pieces that were failed prints. So that's kind of how that goes. So that's that in a nutshell. Go ahead and shut this one off, Shane.
There's got to be a way for you to recycle some of that filament.
There is a way of doing it, but I have to tell you, it's really expensive. I was shocked at how expensive it was because it's, from what I read, and I may be wrong, it's actually difficult to recycle the stuff. I know one of the group members I ran into a couple of years ago was into 3D printing. He was telling me he makes his own filament out of plastic soda bottles. That is easier to do than recycling this filament. But the waste is really high. I will say that. It's just the nature of things. I'd have to show you, and maybe I will. I'll get some pictures next time. I'll show you how they are actually created. You get the piece oriented on that tray in space, and then it adds the supports and all of those little trees and those little fingers and stuff. That's actually all printed at the same time so that it's not floating in midair, because that's not possible. It's printed up off the deck, and all that stuff holds it in place. But some of these prints, well, I got to say, a third of the material that was used was just waste. It was supports. So,
yeah, them supports. I've seen a lot of them get really big too on the sides. And
some of these things, yeah, like it literally looks like trees. Yeah, and that's the thing. Like I said, the bigger pieces, and there's nothing, I have to tell you, so there's nothing more frustrated than being 10, 15, 20, 25 hours into a print and having it fail in the last hour or so, because that's it. It's done. You just pull it off, toss it aside, and start all over again. So pricing, guys, I'm going to try to be fair. And you guys that know me very well know I am absolutely horrible with money. I hate the stuff. I don't even like talking about it. I really am not going to be able to produce this stuff as cheaply as I'd like. And I had mentioned before, I'm going to sell them relatively raw, which means there's going to be some finishing and fitting and stuff that you can just do yourself, because it would be a whole lot cheaper than paying me the time to do it. Does that make sense? These are not toys, and I have to warn you about that too. If you're a toy photographer or something and you wanted them for displays and stuff they're perfect for that. But these are not. Yeah. These are brittle. This is styrene plastic, which means
we've been using some of the pieces, like moving them around, and they just break.
Yeah, you have to be careful with them. These would be shelf queens, right? I mean, you could take pictures and stuff with them, but you're not. Don't go. Hey, my grandson would love that whale. And it's like, nope, that's a mistake, because he'll love that sucker for about 15 minutes, and you'll be calling me wanting parts, because it looks very great, but they're not to be played with. But you want the truth? That's the truth about the HasLabs too. I mean, you're not going to play with them either. So,
look what I have.
Mm-hmm. So that is really kind of the full extent of my 3D printing knowledge, other than it's a real pain. And you really you have to watch these machines closer than I'd like, because you can end up wasting a tremendous amount of time. If a print fails, the quicker you catch that failure, the better, right? Which means you're going to have to keep an eye on it. I stopped running it overnight because I couldn't keep an eye on it, which means half of my print time is gone now. And that's okay, because when the loss rate was 20%, it wasn't worth it anyways, So, the only other thing, bought the plans for the Triple T, printed the axles, printed the tracks, finally got this figured out, went to put it all together today and discovered, I don't know why, but the axles and the track, you have to scale down by 10% or they won't fit. Now, the guy that sold the plans, not Steven, the guy that sold the plans has that in his description, but it's just like, well, why didn't you just fix the plans before you sold them? If you know there's a problem, why didn't you just fix it? That was really frustrating, because I was hoping that thing would be completely done for tonight.
But it isn't a big deal.
Well, it's another day's worth of printing and some relatively expensive TPU filament that's gone, because those tracks are about 2 inches too long. So in the grand scheme of things, it ain't no big deal. But today it was a little upsetting. So
you'll probably forget about it tomorrow.
I've got plenty to do tomorrow, so you're absolutely right. So guys, thanks for a strange show. I apologize for getting angry earlier. I don't know how to deal with this internet stuff. I think there was 9,000,001 better ways that handle almost any situation than on the comments on a podcast or whatever. I don't. Whatever. I guess it'll get resolved one way or the other. For those of you that are regulars, sorry you had to deal with that. If you found it entertaining, you're welcome. I don't know what else to say.
Also,
well,
people who are new.
You know who I blame? I blame Todd McFarlane for all of it.
I don't think that's a bad idea. I really don't. I don't think it's even inappropriate. I think it is the Todd father's fault. Yep. Apparently he likes a robust secondary comment section too. Thanks, guys. Thanks for joining us. You know what? Thanks for everybody for joining us. How's that?
Yeah, for real.
And we'll be back in a couple of weeks.